Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Agribusiness Talk with Mahalieo and Guru. What are we talking about today? I was trying to prepare today's content and I wasn't sure if I should give you what I thought you needed or I should give you an opportunity to tell me what you think I should look for or what information you think you need. I'm saying this because entrepreneurship, this week we're entrepreneurship week, and we're trying to say, let's get into agribusiness, let's be entrepreneurs. And I was challenged Haholu because I was looking at, there's so many seminars that happened this week that I attended and that talk about global food systems, that talk about global value chains. And I was thinking, where are we? What are we doing? What can we talk about to try to be a part of these conversations that are happening throughout the world and be part of them? And also, as entrepreneurs and agripreneurs, we need to make sure we are part of these global food systems. We are part of global food chains. We are part of agricultural trade and markets, international agricultural trade and agricultural markets. Now, the theme for this year FAO is leaving no one behind. Meaning, as we get into our global food chains, food systems and value chains, we are saying, how do we not leave anyone behind? Leaving anyone behind, we usually people, our smallholder farmers, people whom under normal circumstances we think they are not necessarily growing to sell, to export, but we're saying agriculture is the backbone of our economy. We eat and we sell. It has been proven over and over again that agribusiness is one of those that can actually assist economic development. So now, when we're saying leaving no one behind, what do we mean? We mean like let's make sure from the grassroots, from the villages, let us make sure everybody is able to participate in the global value chains. Let's make sure that everybody is able to get the information that is required in order to participate. Let's make sure that our structures are good, our policies are good, our value chains are in such a way that they are clear and people know. I mean, a simple person from the village knows that if I'm going to produce 50 tons or 5 tons of butternut, for example, and of course that is a lot to be consumed by maybe the villagers themselves, what should they do? Where should they go? Where can they sell? So it's important that we make sure that information goes as far as on the grassroots, so that our people participate, not just to participate in subsistence farming, but also to actually be part of the agribusiness and to be part of the global value chains and global food systems. And again, why is it important? And what is it that we need to do in order for us to be part of this global value chains and food systems? It's important that we work together. Everybody plays their part, but we work together. We form institutions and structures that are strong, that can talk on behalf of the individuals, that can advocate for a policy change, for inclusion in decision making when it comes to economic development. We're talking about structures that will help us so that we can collaborate with international markets, that we can be recognized as institutions that actually know what they're doing. It's also important that we adopt technology to play a major role into being part of global value chains and food systems. Um, Soon I will talk about mechanization and how mechanization, and Lesotho has adopted mechanization in order to help our agribusiness and to help productivity in the country. But it's important also to look at the role of technology, to look at the role of IT services. What is it that we can take advantage of? I know when we talk about value chains, a lot of people, even in IT, think that they're excluded in that. And like I said, value chains, when we talk about value chains, we're talking about a whole lot of components that go into making sure that everything works well, from production to the product going to the consumer. So now there's a huge role that IT plays in that. It's also important that we know that information, I talked about information and the importance of information and reading and knowledge in the last video that I made. And I must say, do not even take it for granted. It is very important that we get information, but also we cannot get that information if we do not become part of a bigger picture. We do not see in the future, we do not see where we want to go. So now I was struggling this week with content because I wanted to give you an opportunity to tell me what I should talk about. But maybe I should give you options and then tell me which one do you think I should talk about in the next video. So we can talk about local agribusiness status. When we talk about local, we talk about national, Lesotho agribusiness status and the prospects thereof. We can talk about, that's number one. So do you want me to talk about that, to give you information of how agribusiness is doing in the country? What are the prospects in that field? And then we can talk about per different, maybe if we talk about piggery, or if we talk about egg layers, or if we talk about horticulture, or if we talk about wool and mohair industry, what is it that you would want me to talk about? So I'm going to give you that chance to tell me so that I can go look for the information, look for anybody that can give us information regarding that. And also, we can either also talk about global outlook or global perspectives and how we can take advantage of the trade agreements that are available, how we can take advantage of what's already out there, the linkages that are already there, and also how we can influence policy change so that we can be part of global food systems. A lot of countries are taking part, they're exporting. We're exporting. For one, we have been exporting, generally the number that we've been exporting tomatoes is like 5 tons. Importing, 5,000 tons of tomatoes imported into the country. Now, our local production is just 500. So meaning 4,500 tons of tomatoes are imported. So what is it that is not making us be able to reach the rest of the 4,000? Why do we have to import it? What is it that we can do to import it? And what is it that if we can produce 20,000, 30,000 tons, then what is it that we have to do to export these tomatoes as Lesotho? Because it's possible. Now, what is it that you think I should talk about? Should I talk about the local prospects in agribusiness and maybe where we are right now and what are the things that we should look for? Or should I talk about it in a global perspective where we're looking at what's already out there, what we can take advantage of out there, and maybe what is it that we can do in the country to try to influence change so that we can be able to take part of global food systems? What is it that you think I should talk to? I will wait for you to tell me. And then hopefully in the next 2 days, you will let me know, and then I can work on that. And hopefully in the next video, I'll be able to give you information regarding what you think I need to talk to in the next video. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your week.